Hey everyone, my last video I showed you guys my chemical plant, and I showed you a few semi-tank trailers that I made using a round ink pen. If you've been in the hobby as long as I have, you know N-Scale doesn't have a lot of motor vehicles available. With having a chemical plant and a few gas stations, I needed a few semi-tank trailers, you know, to go along with the rail car tankers. So, racking my brain trying to figure out what to do. I was at work writing with a ink pen, and I looked at this thing, and the end was covered kind of flat, and I thought, I think that will make a nice tank trailer. So, come over here and I got my miter saw and I cut it to the length. I eyed it up. I know that tank trailers are slightly shorter than box trailers, so I just kind of put it next to it and thought where it looked about right, and I cut the piece of ink pen to the length that I needed. Now I got these ink pens at the dollar store. You know, it's only $1 for like 10 of them. The only thing is, sometimes they have these rounded ends like this, which is too much. Now, I have seen tank trailers with a rounded end like that. Usually they were hauling hydrogenous ammonia, and they're usually shorter than your standard tank trailers. Now, the standards I'm going by is what I see here in the state of Indiana. I know Michigan hauls bigger tankers than that. So, at the dollar store, I found these, and I also found this type of ink pen. This has a flatter end, and this is the one that I decided to use. So for $2, I got 10 pens. I just take the ends off and they're still usable. And I cover the ends up. Here's one close to being complete. I have my wheel set underneath it. I got the ends covered with the pen. Next question I'm sure you want to know, where do I get the wheel sets? If you've been in the hobby for a while, you will know that Atlas made trailers on flat cars, and they were these short ones, short trailers like this. There were 2 sets of them on a flat car like this. Okay, I knew I wanted to run intermodal, so I bought a bunch of these. As time passed, Atlas changed up where they brought out another brand, and they had the single longer trailer on a flat car. So the short ones got put in mothballs, and I start running these. So what happened as time went by and I needed more space taken up in my intermodal yard, I took these short trailers apart. So I had all of these chassis laying around, you know, like this, different pieces. So I cut these off, and about halfway back I cut this in half. So you have the back part of the trailer, and then you have the part with your dollies, which will be your fenders for the front of the trailer, like this. I hope the lighting is good enough and you can see that. Now, what did I do with all the boxes? I glued these things together and made it look like short containers just to fill up space in my intermodal yard. Okay, so now if you've been around tank trailers, I've been around a lot of them. I've loaded a lot, I've unloaded a lot of tank trailers. One of the things you will see on them, about halfway back, you'll see these tubes down the side. Hopefully you can see those. What they are is a little storage compartment for hoses. So when a tank trailer pulls into some place and either needs to load or unload, he has 2 lengths of hose that he could pull out of those tubes. So I use this Plastruct. It's like 5mm round kind of rod things, and I cut them to the length that I needed and just glued those on the side in the right spot. And everything's going to be painted either stainless steel or silver, whatever you choose to use for those. you will also need a manway. There will be a manway on this. I'm going to take a little piece of styrene, pretty basic. I cut a square. I'm going to glue that to the top, about halfway back here somewhere. And I have a lot of scraps. I found this thing, and you just be creative, okay? I found these little round things. I don't remember what this came off of, some model that I purchased, and I didn't use these. So these round ones here in the middle were going to be cut and stuck on top of that piece of styrene for the manway. Everything gets painted silver. And one last thing, you need a ladder to get to the manway. As time goes by, if you're new to the hobby, if you've been in the hobby, I'm sure you have a bunch of scrap pieces. This came off a signal bridge that got crunched somehow. There was an accident on the layout. And I kept this thing. I figured at some point I'm probably going to need that ladder. So I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut on either side of this ladder. And that's going to go from the manway down the side of the tank truck to give men access to get up to the manway. That's pretty much how it was built. I don't have a tall tripod, so this is the reason I'm doing this video this way as opposed to having it set down here and you seeing me actually work on it. I hope that's informative enough. If it's not, let me know and I'll try to remake it, okay? Thanks for watching and happy modeling.